Basically, what we're doing is this. This is door number 1 because it's all about the entry. So whenever people make contact, whether it's a weapon, there's also doors here that I can enter. I can look here or I can look on this side. And the key about when you make contact is it's how you close the gap. It's how you enter. It's not, you can either, this is what most people, you can do it from the long range, okay? You can do it from the mid range, or you can go in and do it from the close range. And you notice when we move, it's always, in the Filipino martial art, we have this thing called open triangle footwork. One is designed so you can see half of the room, the other half. So this thing is designed for multiple opponent. What you don't see is the one that's gonna get you, okay? So the goal is when we go in, we're always doing footwork, like come here, move over so we can see. And then when we do, now we can move around for multiple opponent, okay? And you just have, once you go in, you just have to decide which door you want to enter, okay? And that could be, how do I decide which door to enter? Is depending on where my next opponent is. Right now, I see that there's nobody here or there. I don't see back here. So my entrance here has to go this way so I can see, okay? Because I know there's nobody here, so that's where I put my back, okay? And this is why when we do a lot of our drills, it will be coming in. We can do drills this way. We will move so we can see. We always know these are more what we call sensitivity drill. So we always know we're our opponent, but at the same time, we're aware of what's going on or who's around us and back. So with this, every time you make contact, there's 4 doors. I decide to enter. I can decide here, hit here to keep that hand busy as I do this and back. Okay, so the key on this is that, like this, if I enter on this door, if I face this way, that will be that. Okay, if I enter on this door, it will be this way. And you notice the technique is basically similar. Okay, so if I decide to enter on this side, look at that. Okay, so whenever all these doors that you can enter, one, you can go here, you can go this way, or you can go on this side. Okay, so that's why when you make contact, there's always 4 doors on how to go in. I can go here, or I can make the door on this side and change. I prefer to go on this side, away from that. In case you pull another weapon, look at that. I'm back, so I'm aware of it. So that's why what most people call it, and this particular art especially, is to quarter the person. Basically, pikiti tirsa means to quarter the person. The way my instructor, pikit is the word from in the Philippines that means close. Pikit, we usually close our eyes, we say pikit, close the eyes. When you say pikiti, because there's so many dialects in the Philippines, pikiti means to close or quarter the person. Tirsa, to tear. So to close, quarter, to quarter the person and tear them into pieces by use of the blade, because we were always told that our stick is just a representation of the blade. So when we move, everything that we do is all based on blade. If she cuts me here, see, you see that? Because the only thing she can go is thrust. See, I'm already here, switch, and look at that. If it's all based on blade, it's been over. It's over as you come in, because that's blade. Okay? And then we also, if we want to hit or counter, we can counter and hit and disarm at the same time. All has to happen and once. We call that time management. All right? So, again, once they make contact, 4 doors to enter. Contact with the arms or without the weapon. See, punches, look at that. There's 4 doors to enter. That is what we mean by this. This will tell me what to do. If I move on this side, next Once he fires, it's already set up. Okay? So when you make that, we call it sometimes bisecting the line. When you bisect that line, now you got a line to work with. And these are the doors that I'm talking about. Okay? And you commonly see this. When people do this, boom, boom, that's one. Right? You'll see this in different art. This and back. Okay? Or this and back. Or close. This is some of the trapping that we do in Filipino martial art. Now look, everything is there. What that is that the way I entered there is called Sinawali. Okay? Sinawali means, you guys seen the Sinawali drills? Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's called, sometimes they refer to it as heaven. So right side, 1, 2, 3. I chamber back. Look at that. That's a trap. Now I can hit, weapon search. Look at that. See, that's why we do this. Not designed to really lock the person, just enough so I can what? When I come in, look, just enough so I can take the weapon away from them and make that as my equalizer. Okay? For a bunch of people like hers that have all kinds of blades. All right? So that is how we use the bisecting line. Once you make that contact, the 4 doors.